Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So now we continue from our program. Now it's supposed to be 1:30, yeah? But we continue from this 1:20. Okay, it's about puja followed by briefing. Okay, so I will do the simple one. Let us chant the salutation to the three refuges. Then after that, we will invoke invocation. We do the invocation to the Devas. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sakkasangho Sanghang Namami. Okay, invocation to the Devas. Turn to page 6 of the normal chanting book. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Muni Rajasa Sunantu Sakkamokadang Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sunan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijajarana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Satta Deva Manusana Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Sakkasangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Sakkasangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Sakkasangho สามีจิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยาดีดังชัตตาริปุริสยุคานิอัตตาปุริสปุกาลาเอสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนโยปาหุเนโยดักกิเนโยอัญจาลิการานิโยอนุตรังปุญญังเกตังโลกัสสาติสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can recite that. Is everybody back? Not yet, huh? I think still got a number haven't come in yet. Never mind. Anyway, I think Sui just sent now. Kong Chai, who is listening online from Singapore, I think he Googled through DeepSeek and he got hold of the name of the cultivator that actually wrote that enlightenment message and say now he is in a state of enlightenment which is not affected by the eight worldly condition. You know who he is? Su Tongpo, the famous poet. So you all can read the English translation from DeepSeek. So he was the one that got reprimanded from the teacher, the master. But I was told by my wife, Su Tongpo became famous because of the eight wind. He wrote a lot of poem on the eight wind. Yeah, he wrote a lot of poem on the eight wind. But he wrote a lot of poem on the eight wind. Pa Fong. Yeah lah. He very famous because he wrote a lot of poem, but one of the one that make him famous is the eight wind. But they didn't know that he can write, but he cannot cultivate it. Then the teacher knew he's not there. That's why he said, 放屁. 一屁打过奖. So he said, bullshit means fat. Then he got so agitated. Wow, he stormed across the river, the Yangtze River, and confronted the teacher. How can you be so insensitive and crude in replying like that? He said, I thought your eight wing cannot blow you. Now I put one fart and then you fly over the river Yangtze. Then only he realized he can write, but he cannot put it into practice. So Dhamma is not about thought analysis knowledge. It's about the realization. Then when you realize that these are the eight winds, the meaning of this eight wind is very beautiful. The first one is gain and loss. And my teacher Acharyandra, he liked to share this. He said, in this world, wherever there is gain, there is also loss. So when you lose something, don't get upset. Why is it? Before you have not. So what you have lost is what you have gained. So don't feel so bad. Then you got praise and blame. Huh? No, 弘一法师是谁 ？No， 他讲什么 ？No, my teacher told me, Acharyandra. Because when you are born into this world, you don't have anything. When you come empty. Then whatever you have, you think you lost that. It's after you have gained. So whatever you lost is what you have gained. So why you want to feel so bad? Because a lot of wealthy multimillionaires during currency crisis, they lost back all their fortune. No, they tahan. But some leverage, cannot blame them. After losing everything, still owe the bank. That one is, I think, leverage. So when you are in that situation, it's because of your decision. So you cannot blame people. Then the second pair is praise and blame. Always remember in this society, even the Buddha is not free from praise and blame. The Chincha incident and all those things. And people blame him for many things. Sometimes it's karmic, sometimes it's society. So what the Buddha has taught is actually, if you do things that the wise one don't blame you, that is very good. Then you don't worry about those heedless ones that blame you. Understand? But they don't understand. So when you understand that praise and blame are the duality that exists within the world, people who don't like you, they will blame you, and they got motive behind. Then some people who are genuine, they really respect you, but they normally don't praise you. Maybe they give you a good compliment. But those who come and praise you, you better be careful. They also got motive. Then some, they want to develop the guanxi with you. What you call in English, guanxi? Connection. Oh, networking. Oh, that one is the modern term, networking. Then we all say guanxi means got that guanxi or connection. So when you really have the cultivation, because he know you, he know me. Praise and blame, if it can affect you, means inside not okay. You know what is inside not okay? My teacher Acharya Yantra always, because his English not good, he is Thai. He always advised us, inside okay, outside no problem. Inside not okay, outside big problem. You can understand here, right? Because you don't cultivate inside. Form Dhamma is outside. Mind Dhamma is inside. So if you cultivate at the mind level, then you cannot be deceived. Understand? Then the true mind see everything, all the deceit, all the what they call delusion, and all the what they call avijja movement. So all this is what Dhamma is all about. So take care of mind. That mind is very important. It is a forerunner of all things. If you don't take care of mind, how can you live life? You entangle yourself. So to take care of mind, you have to follow the advice of the Buddha. Avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind. That's how you start. So understanding all this is cultivation. So when you take care of mind take care of your life. It's like you avoid all evil, cultivate wholesomeness, you follow the advice of Buddha, then you are incapable of negativity. Then when you take care of this karmic thing, you are virtuous, beautiful, a lot of wholesomeness, then your life is taken care. That's why take care of karma, karma take care of your life. All these are very straightforward understanding when you understand. Then the third pair is, apart from praise and blame, is fame and ill fame. So sometimes when you do very well, like you discover certain things, people praise you, or you have great service to the nation, then you have a lot of fame, understand not? But then, when you fall, the other opposite, ill fame, come about. Then people point finger at you, people scold you, people really hate you, and do all sorts of negative things towards you. So these are the 8 worldly conditions. Oh, I only accounted for 6. The last 2 is pain and happiness and sorrow, or pain and pleasure. So sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sorrowful, unhappy. And these are worldly conditions. Condition like that, things be like that. And because you don't understand, you stir your mind, you react to it, then these 8 worldly conditions manifest. And they can really hit your ego. That's how. When they praise you, wow, you like carried away. Then when you make mistake, people don't forgive you. They blame you. Then from fame, you develop ill fame. And then from happiness, you become sorrowful. So these are the 8 worldly conditions. The rest came back already or not? Huh? Haven't come back. I have to start already. What are they doing? Are they doing duty or what? Huh? Don't have duty, huh? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, anyway, we continue. Turn back to page 200. Okay, the chart is very good. This one is the law of dependent origination, or they call in Pali, Paticca Samuppada. Then there is another term, Ita Paciyata, is also same. They are also used. So according to the Buddha, this is how our mind actually moves. And this is also how your mundane mind functions. If you are a cultivator, you see this very clearly. If you are a non-cultivator, you got problem understanding it. So the first link that the Buddha mentioned is dependent on avijja, which is ignorant. Then sankhara or thought activity arise. So what is this word avijja all about? Ignorant of what? Of the truth, isn't it? What are the truth? The law of karma, the law of mind, and also the law of truth. So the law of mind is this paticca samuppada. So when you don't have all this right view, right understanding, what happened to you? You have a tendency to become curious, isn't it? So what you do? Wanting to know, wanting to experience, you go and think, isn't it? In school also same, the teacher tells you the same thing. Go back and think about it. So you go and think. So avijja conditions sankhara, which is, what is sankhara? Mental activity, your thinking, understand or not? Your thought activity. And what did I tell you? Your brain is also an organ, isn't it? Remember or not? Mental organ. So you go and think means you make contact with the organ, understand or not? So when you make contact with the organ, like the physics experiment, the resultant is what? The light bulb light up. So mental consciousness arise, understand? So what is the third link? Vijnanam, that is a pure consciousness. That's I put there, mental consciousness, pure. The Buddha said, in the seeing is only that consciousness, seeing consciousness. Hearing consciousness. No one to see, no one to hear. Understand that. But this is dependent origination. All these are nature's law, automatic, like the physics experiment. On the switch, the light bulb functioning, the battery functioning, the light bulb brighten up. Then that lighting up is like make you conscious, understand? And I find that analogy very good. So the Buddha, he said, due to ignorance, you think, you make contact, then the first thing to arise is actually this vijnana, mental consciousness. So when it arises, what do? You should perceive it. Correct or not? Because when you think, then especially thought consciousness, you will perceive something inside there. Then when you perceive, let's say you want to understand certain thing, you analyze, you reason, you come out with it. So this is what they call the content of consciousness that you introduce. From perception, you create sankhara. Sankhara sanya. You know what is sankhara sanya? Perceived thing. Perceived thing. You realize you have been doing that or not? That's how you stir your mind, react to sense experience. Every moment now, when you live your life, you do that now. And without the Dhamma, yoniso manasikara, how are you going to cope with life? You will stir, understand? You will react. That's why the fourth link is Vijnanam Pachya Namarup or Namarupa. Namarup is a Thai pronunciation. Namarupa. So this Namarupa, I put in the bracket there what? Read. 5 aggregate of first aspect or second aspect? Ah. And how did the 5th aggregate go in? Into what? The external form that come in through perception, yes, sanya. So when you contemplate and reflect, then you stabilize the understanding. And this one is not a knowledge and a theory, you know. If you think you know, like Sutong Po, finish already, I tell you. Well, that knowledge cannot help you. You must stabilize it until you clearly understand it. When you understand, it's not a knowing. You already understood. Yeah. Means you have awakened to it already. Yeah. So, by virtue of that mental 5 aggregate of form and mind, there must be sense basis, isn't it? Otherwise, it cannot arise. Understand or not? All of consciousness arise through what? The sense basis. Without sense basis, it cannot arise. Even thought consciousness through the brain. Seeing consciousness, you need the eye as an organ. And these are all internal 6 sense bases. That's why in the mindfulness on the 6 internal and 6 external sense bases, you're supposed to see this within you happening. Understand or not? Not only as a theory, as a knowledge after reading. Then every time people ask you, you go to memory. You remember? I think Han will remember. Han not here. Huh? Not around. Last time he always got this problem. Whenever I test him, well, he thought he already progressed, he learned a lot. I think Poching will know. Then every time I ask him, he got to go and recall to memory, you know. I said, what are the 5 mental here? He cannot straight away come out, you know. He got to go there and check. You know. So a lot of terms he knows is actually stored knowledge. Understand? No? That's why it cannot be spontaneous. Yoniso manasikara. So all this, when you see in your meditation, that's how I function as a human being. Understand? No? Because I don't have the Dhamma, I don't have the understanding, I think. Then when I think, I create thought consciousness. Then thought consciousness, I input the content. And when I input the content, I realize not only the thought consciousness arise. When I see also, it manifests the seeing consciousness. It's also the second aspect of the 5 aggregate of form mind. But through the different senses, understand? That's why the Buddha said, dependent on Namarup, the 5 aggregate, mental 5 aggregate of form and mind, there must be sense basis. Salayatana, the 6 sense bases. Then dependent on these 6 sense bases, what happened? There must be contact, isn't it? That's why it moves this direction, the arrow, horizontal, go back to contact. And this contact is very good. Why? Because this contact, in the first link, when you are moving avijja, because you don't understand, so during that moment when you go to the brain to think, you also make contact, isn't it? Correct or not? So that contact is avijja, make ignorant contact. That's why the movement is multi-dimensional, not only one linear dimension. Then ignorant contact will condition craving, understand or not? Because this contact will give rise initially to feeling. Feeling is just pure feeling. You understand or not? It's just like the free experiment. Just the pure consciousness. Nothing went in yet. Then this feeling, when it arises, like the kid or newborn baby, it's pure feeling. But how did it trigger off craving? Yeah? Because of your like and dislike and whatever. Because of your wrong view, wrong understanding, lack of Dhamma. So feeling gets stirred into what? Emotion. Emotion is craving, understand? Like or dislike, pleasant or unpleasant. So that craving is a desire, understand? And this is how you function as a human being, but you don't see it, understand? Now I explained already, when you meditate with the awareness, you have the awareness, you can see it one. That movement, that's why I share with you in the early day. When your mindfulness is very stable, you can be at the moment of contact, at the moment of feeling. Feeling cannot move one. But because you don't have the yoniso manasikara, straight away it conditions craving, or the emotion, or the stirring. Because a lot of Theravada tradition teacher or book, you know what they teach you or not? Gut and feeling. You heard of this, right? Why gut and feeling? Because he say after feeling, craving or cause of suffering or. So gut lah. You never ask them, use what to cut? Scissor or what? Without wisdom, you cannot cut, understand? It's like automatic, no. It's like drug addict, no. You tell him, don't take drug, harmful to you. He said, the hell with you. He said, now he already, that drug is driving him crazy already. So without wisdom, they will follow what their bodily condition is. And through ignorance, they do a lot of wrong things. So now you follow. Okay? Then the rest is easy to understand. Feeling, condition, craving, where there is no wisdom at the moment of sense experience. Yoniso, manasikara, not there. That's why I say, if you don't have the initial wisdom, yoniso, manasikara, wisdom at the moment of sense experience, you cannot cope with life. Avijja Sutta also said, mentioned very clearly. So, after you have faith in the Buddha and the teaching, then the fourth one is Yoniso manasikara. Means you must use your first turning, second turning wisdom to actually arise the initial wisdom. And mostly through contemplation, second turning. Like the 5 daily contemplation. When you contemplate already, when the body gets sick next time, what do? When your body gets sick, what do? Reflect on the contemplation. This body is of the nature to get old, get sick, and finally die. Where this one is not you, understand? This one go the way of nature, make our element. Then, when the body is sick, don't also make your mind sick, understand? Otherwise, suffering within suffering. You suffer 2 times, understand? When the body is sick, the consciousness trapped inside, you go and like attach to it, I'm sick, become so miserable. When you understand, no need. We are the feeling, that condition, that aversion or that fear or whatever is dependent originating. It's not within your nature. Your nature, there is no such emotion and duality. Where all these are non-intrinsic within your nature. So it's in the 5 aggregate of form and mind, understand not? Due to your wrong view, your wrong thought, that condition you to stir. So through mindfulness, you see how you become angry, how you become emotional, how you become fearful, how sorrow, lamentation, worry, anxiety arise. This is learning the truth, understand not? You stir because of wrong view, understand not? Lack of Dhamma understanding. So what must you do to reverse this? So that you can be at peace with all life situations. You have to straighten your heart. How to straighten your view? If you've gone through so many times, you read through so many times, how do you straighten your view? Trace the origination factor. How did this stirring happen? Then you trace, then you realize that wrong view. Wrong view means what? You cannot accept what happened, understand or not? That is what the Buddha has been telling you all the time, understand or not? Cannot accept what happened means what? The Buddha already said, whatever happened, there are causes and conditions behind. That is the reality. And you want things your way, which is not nature's way. You suffer or not? You sure suffer, you sure bosong. Yeah.
I thought of an analogy to help understand the 12 links and how we can trace the origin factors of our misery, day-to-day misery. So looking at the chart, how I understand avijja, paccaya sankhara is that this two is always there when we are ignorant, because avijja includes the ego, sakkaya ditthi, and it includes all our habitual tendencies, all our hot button,
correct.
our tail that people step on, which is our our anusaya, asava.
Very good.
So
Correct.
because of that, the sankhara is always active. So 1 and 2 is always there. When I
Very
think
good.
of 3, right, it's like when you hear sound, conversation, people talking, pure listening is don't make sense yet, man. Just sound.
It doesn't affect you.
All vibration.
But when you are drawn to it, your sankhara continue to move.
So when we start to perceive, the sanya come in, start to recognize, oh, that word, they say petrol price. Now, $5. So you start to recognize the nama rupa, the thoughts start to form. And then with your 6 sense bases, you start to make contact with the brain, and the story continue. Oh yeah lah. Then the war lah. Then making the price go up further. You're gonna be $10.
So you create all those
The feeling.
proliferation of thought.
So when there's a lot of that.
That one is your idea, understand? What you think. Then you affected by that thing that you come to, I should say, visualize or think. And this is what suffering is, understand? Because when you go through the sankhara, just now you remember I teach you, sanya and sankhara, they are very close. Sankhara, sanya. The moment you perceive, you think. The moment you perceive, you think. That's why you become heedless. You think so much. What is there to think? That is the reality. Petrol go up, only you are. Everybody is subject to it. This is the reality, So, why become miserable? Why you want to argue about it, complain about it? Of course, you can say, our country, net exporter, we can afford, That is your thought process, understand? That's why when you understand this, what we bring in is good. Your ego and your habitual tendency, your envy, jealousy, your phobia, all. Actually, you are the user of thought, And you act from there, There's an acting from memory, it's not acting. You create all the proliferation of, I should say, frivolous thought. Not useful one, understand? And what people do is, they go and analyze, Then they go and reason, Song will know, Song is around,
Actually, recently only,
analysis
story,
and reasoning.
No, not just that, the contact, like when the 6 sense bases make contact with the brain, when the avijja again, right? So avijja will remember, recently our Kayana Mita trip, the diesel fees just went up. Is this going to go up again? Then the projection, the feeling becomes stronger and stronger. Then it's the craving to be and not to be. In this case, it's craving not to be. Cannot accept.
Well, that is the behavior of the ego, understand? So when you understand, the wisdom, yoniso manasikara, will spontaneously arise. These are reality, understand? You accept means what? No more important, understand? You can go and reason. You can go and analyze and come out with whatever. What for? Understand? Ultimately, the reality is it has gone up. Like a car accident happened already. You go and blame for what? My wife. I don't know why so careless. I bought a new car within a week, bang. But happened already, understand? So, like somebody dear, like I give you the example yesterday, the husband passed away. That is a reality. No? If you cannot accept that reality, it means what? You remorse over it. You like becoming depressed over it. Why? Because your thought through memory recall the happy moment when he's around. When you cannot actually accept the reality of separation, which is a first noble truth reality, then you suffer. Understand? No? You go into depression. You land yourself, like Alicia earlier on, 16 years of depression. No. You think it's easy to live life or humanity or living being or human being that don't have the Dhamma. Not easy. That's why this particular sampota is very important. Then after we explain already, like now Sui add and explain, now he got it in at the second level already. Where he can foresee all this already. Understand not? What Sankara is and how that basis of Sankara operate. Why the avijja through the ego and all those things. That's why not knowing the noble truth is the ego. Understand? Then from there, it creates the habitual thinking and all those things. So all these are connected. Then when you see this, then when you are in the meditative state, awareness, then you see all this movement. That's why finally I realized, no reality. Think also like that, don't think also like that. But everything is really like set. It's not to say predestined, understand not? It's causes and conditions there, things will be like that. Cannot be otherwise. So I accept that reality, I'm at peace. I don't stir, I don't react, I don't have craving, understand not? Then I act, I live, I move, understand not? I have to resolve things, resolve issue, I resolve. Through Noble Eightfold Path, resolve it amicably. That's how you understand the Dhamma. That's how you make it a living Dhamma, understand not? Otherwise, no you. Theory like Sutongpo can write beautiful poem, become very famous, but the reply from the master, Fang Pi Pyong, already over the island.
So I
Okay.
continue. So if we don't understand karma and we still continue to not accept, then this craving becomes very strong, grasping, and then it will trigger. When it becomes grasping, it will trigger us to act. We start to form a group, start to talk about this, and then maybe start to form protest and riot, then becomes a birth of Sui the protester.
Then you become that thing, that monster. That's how. And that's how you are born into it. When you become, that is the becoming already. Because that emotion want you to go and demonstrate, do all this. Then you become that. Then when you act out of it, really go onto the street and create all the nonsense, you are born into it. Already. No, born into it. Understand? When you become, not yet birth. After you act out of it, that's why transgression already. Understand? That's why this is a living Dhamma related to life. The only thing is people cannot understand and they cannot teach you like that. Can follow? Then the rest of the link very easy. Because of birth, what follows? With birth come all this old age, sickness and death leading to all the sorrow, lamentation, grief, etc. All the suffering, all the affliction. Hence arise the whole mass of. That's what living beings are doing. Understand? Without the Dhamma, you cannot live life. You become afflicted, you become miserable. And that is the teaching. But a lot of Theravada texts, especially commentary, you know how they explain this dwelling or not? Because they cannot explain. They don't have mindfulness to see all this movement. And because of that, they come out with a 3 period of life. After I explain that, let's we continue.
I suddenly remember Manyan's sharing. So because she could accept eventually, she broke this chain. If she didn't accept, right, then it can really become very bad, and she can break all the relationship with the people around her. So people don't become like a criminal or everything because of something special. It's just because of little, all this negativity add together, then they become a criminal. They can kill, they can burn,
because
they
they enter into depression. Because they think and think until they become very unhappy with that person or not. I'm the sister, or how can he talk to me like that? How can he throw foul and behave like that? He don't respect me. You continue to build this up, you know, from anusaya, it becomes asava, waiting to shoot out. Understand? The moment there is condition like machine gun, come out. Because you think and contemplate, the cocoon of thought has been going on, like you plan all these things. How to reply also you plan. Next time if he say this again, I'm going to tell him back. This is how people get into this deep misunderstanding. Then the word you use at that time is not you anymore, no. It's avijja acting, no. That's why finally I told you, hey no you, hey no me. Form and mind argue with form and mind, you also want to kepo. Understand or not? Accept them for what they are, finish. Then accept, she realized the brother turned around. They also treat her better. That is how you actually resolve all this. When you don't stir and don't create the negativity, your karmic conditioning stop. Understand or not? When that one stop, what happened? There is no more condition for it to continue, isn't it? That's why there is a Cantonese saying what? 相补何時了冤冤相報何時了冤冤相報何時了 Why? Because this is karmic, understand? You continue, the karmic entanglement cannot stop one. So when you understand all this, you will not be so foolish as to continue all this. Because the way you use your thought process is not to harm yourself, hurt yourself, and send yourself into depression, no, understand? No? So learn to love yourself. Learn to have the awareness to feel all this. The moment you have awareness, the slightest negativity, you know one, no, not through theory one, no. Your nature feel you know. This is stress already, not right. Then you can recognize this is the wrong way to live life. Then to me, when I cultivate, when I see the sign that negative thing happen, means I know a karmic coming already. I straight away ask for forgiveness and do all those things to resolve it. Then sometimes I need to donate. These are the early days, before 1989. I saw. It keep on showing it to you when you are near to the enlightenment. So all this is what the cultivation is all about. So Sui actually bring out a very good point from Manyan's example. Then how Alicia went into depression before he knows the Dhamma. It's because you will go and think or no. And think through what? Through your knowledge, your memory, your habitual tendency, all this, it will make you worse. Because you don't know that these are evil root. Root of all evil, make you evil, cause your karmic negativity, and condition your karmic suffering. If you know all this, you sure know how to choose. You hold the key to your own life's destiny. To be happy or to be unhappy is entirely your choice. So who will so foolishly go and choose wrongly and become miserable? You choose Dhammapada worth 1 or 2? Definitely 2 lah. Who want 1? Somebody say 1. But the question is, if it's so easy to choose, why is there so much suffering in the world? You mean the majority of them are stupid? It's not. They don't have this teaching, understand or not? If they have this teaching, they will never do that. Because they don't have this teaching. They don't have a solution out. That's why they seek help. From where? Sometimes the karma not so good. They go to Bomo. They go to fortune teller. Then they go to the doctor that also do the same thing on unethical one. You end up like that. Then they will go and contact somebody who will scam them and give them the wrong advice. Well, karmically, last time you had become those people before unscrupulous, didn't do your duty. Then you end up victim, no, you meeting them or no. everything that happens in life is not by chance, I tell you. It's all causes and conditions. That's why the Buddha said, that golden law of karma. We are all born our karma, heir to our karma, conditions for you are what you are because you cannot play a fool with karma. You have to understand that clearly and wake up. Then you dare not violate that law of karma. Then only your life turn around. How to do it? Follow the advice of the Buddha. So simple. Avoid all you keep your precept. Is it so difficult? Huh? Compared to your life that is going to be so miserable. If you were me, long ago I would have done that. That's why when I saw the Four Noble Truths, no turning back. Straight away. We're from the past, it cultivated before. But I don't know why living beings find it so difficult to understand. No? Even explain, read so many rounds. Cannot go in on. No? We are not time yet. Understand? But every year you listen, you realize different. Although I teach the same thing, no. Where you are ready to receive this, that's why now I teach like that. But the basic teaching behind is still the same. Like initially when I started, you ask the first batch, second batch. You ask Sui An, no. Sui An's house got a whiteboard. Never rub for a few years. Still there. You know what are the main teaching? 5 spiritual faculty. 5 mental hindrance, 3 evil root, Buddha's advice, Dhammapada verse. I teach that already. Then later on, when Pamasuri volunteered to use his house, well, that time they retired. Then Sui An also said, no problem, happily with Mifo agree. Then you go to her house and Brother Tim's house, you ask them and see the whiteboard now, different already. The 4 circles come out. No? Understand or not? Last time Sui An there, the circle never come out. Why? It's because people can understand already. Then somebody requested Surangama Sutta. No? And Papa Suri so full of joy, he went to Master Shen Hua's Ziying Dong. Deng Bian. You suggested also. Then he go and get 20 old books for us. No? Take one latest edition. All these are meant to be, understand or not? So you listen attentively, every sharing is different. Don't be like last time, I remember Yun Chan in the early days. He said, Brother, why you repeat? Four Noble Truths, kindergarten one. We cannot understand now. Then the 3:30, cannot understand. He said, Ayo, brother, every time repeat, 4 Noble Truths, 3:30, then the same teaching. Because it hasn't gone in yet, understand? When it have gone in, I won't repeat, understand? Because no point. But when there is condition, I will repeat it. You can follow. Okay? So now I explain the traditional one. You know, because they cannot see all this through mindfulness, you know how they explain? They use logic. They say, avijja means ignorant. When you die ignorant, what happened? It will condition rebirth consciousness. Then they use that one. He said, avijja paccaya sankhara, last thought moment when you die. This sankhara is last thought moment, understand? This is karmic volition. They go and define it as karmic volition, no, not thought activity, no. Based in order to take rebirth, you need the karmic volition. Means that last thought moment. What is your avijja or whatever? That volition means your intention, understand? If it's with the evil root, it will condition that type of birth based on your karmic background, all those things. So, ignorant condition karmic volition. Then karmic volition condition what? Rebirth consciousness, understand? The third one become rebirth consciousness. Then they realize, like that can actually fit in, no? Become like, you just now I use the word what? No. Logical. The word is logical. Very logical. Then rebirth consciousness give birth to the first aspect of the five aggregate form mind lah. Five aggregate lah. The whole thing terbalik, you know. Then someone never mind, you know. Because of the form and mind, the new one will be the 6 sense bases there lah. Oh, everything well and good, oh. Then feeling, craving, grasping, becoming, can explain, no? And you know, if the Buddha teach this paticca samuppada that happen once in 3 lifetimes, you learn it for what? Is it practical? Not practical, isn't it? I mean, for theory, okay lah. But you cannot use. It's not a living Dhamma. But the real one that the Buddha teaches every moment, every instant. That's why they cannot see this. And still a lot of people accept that popular commentaries, you know, because it's written and followed by so many practitioners, even monks, for so long. You know. But they got no other means of explaining. If you don't have mindfulness awareness, you cannot see. I can explain to you because I saw this. And no book write about this now. There is 1 or 2 books actually talk about it. One of them, Ajahn Buddhadasa, my teacher's teacher. He said, paticca samuppada cannot be the 3 lifetime one. He wrote in his book. In fact, in my book, Paticca Samuppada, you go in Google, in the preface or introduction, I got explain it. But he didn't explain it the way I explain. He knows it's instantaneous, but he cannot explain it. So all this come about because you cannot blame them. At that time, the cultivator who really have the understanding, not around already. Understand? Or even around also, they are not interested in scholarly teaching and academic and all those things. Because you think easier. Even that time, when I come out, if I go and teach like that, I tell you, people will challenge you and comment. Understand? Monk also don't talk, or book also don't write about it. You learn from who? You are not even a monk, you are not a lay person. Oh, like that, how? That's why I say, forget about it. For 15 years after 1989 to 2004, I didn't do anything. I stay at home, I live my life. That's it. Until Yunjan come. Before that, 1 or 2 come, but cannot. Affinity not strong. So this is the reason why Dhamma need to be realized. And you need the pure awareness nature, sati, mindfulness, to go in. Forget about all the other things that people tell you. You investigate yourself, find out yourself, and develop the understanding yourself, like the Buddha said. This is the truth. It will stand up to investigation. If it's not the truth, it will not stand up to investigation. Then when you put it to test, does it harm you? Does it harm others? If it doesn't, why not? Understand? Why you got to lose? Worst case scenario, you wasted some time. Understand? So, based on understanding, you will know how to approach it. Well, there is nothing to fear. To be aware can get into trouble or not? Huh? Definitely cannot. Just relax, maintain awareness, can get into trouble. But you play with energy field, a lot of example. A lot of people get into trouble, understand or not? Those who go into psychic and all those things. And they can give rise to a lot of Mara attack and all those things. And these are so prevalent during the ancient day until the Mahayana came out with the Surangama Sutta that explained the 50 deviant samadhi. Then only the, what they call, Dhamma rise again, understand or not? Without the Mahayana, actually, the Dhamma ending age, actually, you start to see the sign. But because the Mahayana, after Bodhidharma went over to China, then the 6th patriarch actually glorified the teaching. Then after the 6th patriarch, you got a few more patriarchs who are quite good. Xu Yun is one of them. Then later on, this teaching actually prevented a lot of monks from debating. You remember Xin Lao Sang, the 120 years old? He went through that very magical meditation, isn't it? He was able to, like, people would think that that is really great achievement, enlightenment. But he knew it's defilement of insight, where he has read the Surangama Sutta. So he just leave it aside, and he continued. But then he didn't know, you must not strive. Like since you strive, if you don't have heedfulness, cannot. So the last advice of the Buddha, Madena Sampadeta, strive on with, means what? With heedfulness only you strive, no? Understand? No? Without the heedfulness, before you detect the pure awareness nature, you strive for what? No use. One. With that, you diligently cultivate and persevere, then it will come. But without the heedfulness, you don't strive. You can do the fora effort and all those things. So understanding is very important. When you understand, then you know how to cultivate. Can follow? Okay. Finish, huh? No more questions. Okay. Then we continue. Got question or not? You better ask. Because we got time this time. Today only 4th day, almost finished it. Sutra. Any question? Okay, then Appendix 3. Maya.
Page 210, Appendix 3. Lesson 5 of the Satipatthana Sutta and Meditation class. 1.0 Pureland chanting. Is it meditation? 1.1 Developing the 5 spiritual faculties. Just like what Sister Monica said, chanting is also one of the methods or techniques or skillful means used to anchor your mind. But the Pure Land type of chanting is more than that, because in the Pure Land tradition, they have this great faith in the Buddha and the Bodhisattva that they chant, and due to the great vows of this Buddha and Bodhisattva, it can arise the causes and conditions for them to develop the very strong faith to connect to their vows. Their vows are very heavy and powerful because of their great virtues, wisdom and perfections. Hence, all these vows can become part of nature's laws, and they will manifest and respond on their own. That is, you don't need to have the Buddhas or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva to be all over the places to listen to you and respond. Because of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas' great vows, if you chant with understanding and you do it sincerely with very strong faith, it can help you to develop a very strong affinity with their natures, and such faith and affinity will connect you to their vows. And their vows will bring forth the causes and conditions to assist you to progress along the path of Dharma and help you develop the 5 spiritual faculties needed for you to develop the meditation. 1.2 Leading to heedful living. You may see them like only chanting, and chanting, but in actual fact, they are training their mind to be heedful via mindfulness of the Buddha's name. Their faith in the Buddha's name will arise the strong saddha due to the repeated chanting with understanding, leading to the viriya, spiritual zeal. Then, together with the sati developed via chanting, walking and bowing, reverential salutation, it will bring forth the sati and samadhi needed to develop the clear mind, which is the meditative or silent mind without thoughts, to see things as they are, to arise the wisdom, which is the last of the 5 spiritual faculties. When sati and samadhi are established, then, during every moment of their daily living, when they see, hear, smell, taste, and feel something, they will be very different because they will be no longer heedless like before. Instead, they will be heedful most of the time, and their mind are very peaceful, calm, and just aware without thought. Hence, clarity of mind most of the time, and this is possible because they hold their mantras with faith and they do it very sincerely and diligently.
So now you understand why Mahayana through chanting, pureland chanting, they can develop the spiritual faculty and be heedful in the midst of life. That's why they are progress when they really go through, they will understand. It's exactly like what I described. Their life transformed. Instead, they will be heedful most of the time, and their mind will be very peaceful, calm, and just aware without thought. See, that is the marvel of training the mind. Hence, there is clarity of mind most of the time. And this is possible because they hold on to their mantra with the faith, and they do it sincerely and diligently. That is the three things that I taught you all: sincerity, faith, and diligence or perseverance. So now you understand. Yeah? A lot of people don't understand. They comment until sometimes I felt pity for them. Because the karmic very severe. You know what they tell people or not? You think the Mahayana teaching genuine, authentic? They say, why you say that? He said, chan only, no need to cultivate for foundation mindfulness, no need to study, just chant, then rebirth in the Pure Land or Western Paradise. Then from there, become enlightened. No? He said, no Four Noble Truths, no Noble Eightfold Path. Like that talk. But you don't know about their practice and you don't understand the practice, you say this. In future, when you're about to have the condition to receive the Pure Land teaching or the Mahayana teaching, you will become the victim. You will meet these people who tell you the same thing what you tell other people. Understand? That's why don't be gullible unless you understand, have an open mind. Now you see why open mind is very important. Don't simply comment before you understand. You see people do certain things, you cannot understand, just let things be, understand? Unless you're very sure that there is avijja, then also the best is golden silence. Why you want to add things to unnecessary situation and problem? No need. Accept them for what they are. They are just the way they are. Finish. Then you go about doing your thing, understand? Got condition? You share. No condition, just let things be. Even after you see got condition, you start sharing, then the karmic obstruction come, the reaction and all those things. You can sense it one, then you know already. This one cannot already. You talk some more words, it will boomerang back. That's why I used to tell Kayamita, if they want to bring somebody to see me, I always say, you ask all the Kayamita, they will remember. Unless they want to come, don't bring. You understand? Unless that person want to come, otherwise karmic, very severe one. You're in that state of mind, if they don't have affinity, they want to come, I tell you, it will boomerang most of the time. Without them knowing, it's just their wrong thought only, one or two thoughts only, finish. I haven't given you the example. I think the old people heard already. Sao Kway Tiao? No, Kway Tiao Teng one. SS2 coffee shop. The stall. The father and the wife. And the son later come out to help. So what happened was, you see, I just went for Kway Tiao Teng in one of the coffee shop in SS2. Many years ago. That store also no more already. After 1989, of course. Then I order. And I specifically say small one. Then you know, I know the price. Small one how much, big one how much. Then later on, I eat finish already. I say, Kaiso. Then the hawker was very busy. He asked the son to come and Kaiso. Then the son told me the price. I suspect not right. Then I tell the son, can you go and ask your father? I ordered small one. How come the pricing is like that? You know, they got that tendency, you know, because the father got a lot of anger coming, and the condition manifests. And you know what he tell the son? He scolded the son and tell the son, and abused me, straight away, You cannot afford to eat, don't eat, and all those would come out. Wow, I straight away, I tell the son, I say, I pay for the whatever price. Then I actually forgive him, forgive him for he know not what he is doing. You know what happened? 6 months later, he's gone. Died. Oh, not died, sorry. He got a stroke. Then I saw him. How come no longer there already? The wife now take over with the son. Then I go and order. Then I ask the wife, I said, the uncle, where? Oh, 佢唔嚟得啦，係 okay. But 1 year later, I saw him. Oh, like completely, like what you described there, like completely not more power at all. Just sit there like that, like senile like that. That's why you don't play a fool. And it's not me, I didn't do anything, but it's the karmic, the conditioning. And many of these things happened before. That's why I, out of compassion, please, unless they have the affinity. Even Alicia, before he come, I told Vincent and her, unless she want to come, don't bring. That's why 2 months later only she come. I think she decide to come. Then no problem. In fact, all those that come, most of them clear, got affinity. Okay? How did I end out here? Don't simply comment, correct. Thank you. Wow, Chipotle now very good. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. Very good, very good. Okay, continue.
1.3 Overcoming the 5 mental hindrances leading to direct seeing. To develop the meditation, we only need to develop these 5 spiritual faculties which will help us overcome the 5 mental hindrances that hinder one from becoming peaceful and mindful. These 5 mental hindrances, you don't have to fight them, control or suppress them, or worry about them, because once these 5 spiritual faculties of Saddha, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya are there, the hindrances will cease to be. And then the mind with Sati and Samadhi will have the clarity to see things as they are, to arise the wisdom, Panya. Then their mind is no longer heedless, and they will no longer see things with the conditioned mind, i.e., no more seeing with their views and opinions, and the egoic mind, and their thoughts will no longer interfere with the direct seeing, which will lead to the awakening, understanding, and the enlightenment. They will see the dependent origination within their own form and mind. They will start to understand the 4 noble truths on their own. Then they will start to see clearly what the Buddha meant by the 5 mental hindrances and the 5 spiritual faculties. They will also see clearly the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion within their own mundane mind, and why the Buddha called them evil roots. They will also come to understand how the 7 factors of enlightenment come to be, and how their sense bases actually function, i.e., how upon contact, consciousness and feeling comes to be, and because they have Sati and Samadhi, they will also have the ability to see clearly how through delusion one is conditioned into negativity, grasping, clinging, and attachment. Then how suffering comes to be. Then, when they are just silent and aware, they will come to understand how the arising of the non-arisen hindrance of mind comes to be. Then later on, when they continue to be just silent and aware, they will come to know how the disappearance or abandoning of the arisen hindrances comes to be. Then, how through non-delusion, they will know how the non-arising in the future of the abandoned hindrance comes to be, and how all these are possible. This is how they will cultivate the Satipatthana, four foundation of mindfulness.
See, it's so simple, isn't it? Overcoming the five mental hindrance leading to the direct seeing. Then you have all this understanding clearly described in word for you, The paticca samuppada, the 12 link, the movement, all described clearly, how you entangle yourself. So this one, like here towards the end, the last 4 lines, because they have sati and samadhi, that's why sati and samadhi is very important. They will be able to see clearly, or they will have the ability to see clearly. How? Through delusion, sakkayaditthi. One is conditioned into negativity. You stir your mind. Grasping, clinging, attachment. Then how suffering comes to be. And all the other essential Dhamma, you see them all. And this is how powerful that teaching is. It's not a belief, it's not a knowledge that you accumulate. It's through that direct seeing. Where when you transform from that 5 mental hindrance, you weed it out, no more suppress. The 5 spiritual faculty must be there, otherwise it won't go away. So focus on the cultivation of the 5 spiritual faculty. Then you are home. Understand or not? Then without the spiritual faculty, the mental hindrance will manifest again. So when the spiritual faculty becomes very stable, powers, then this mental hindrance rooted out, cease by itself. Then with that mind, the direct seeing, sati samadhi, will see all this, will understand this all on your own. Like I used to advise last night, Song, they all, and a few, Kanyamita, who has developed the ability to connect. I said, theoretically, you don't need a teacher anymore. You will learn all this on your own. You will see yourself, you will understand yourself. But with a good guide, with a good teacher, it will speed up your understanding. Then it will steer you so that you don't go off course. Because the Dhamma is pacetang. Once you are heedful, you are destined for enlightenment. And that is the reason why they will understand on their own. They say, what you need is only heedfulness. Is it so difficult? To develop heedfulness, difficult or not? Relax and maintain awareness. Like my last guy said, lie down, enjoy. Like that also so difficult. Lie down, relax, enjoy, like going to sleep, but maintain awareness. Or maintain the silent mind. Just to realize that pure awareness nature is so difficult, man. I don't know. Maybe you think suffering is easier. No need to learn heedfulness. Continue your life. So, like Dhammapada verse 1. If you choose to continue with the heedlessness, then no need to train the mind. Then I think this one is good for being fear. Just now he asked me the question, he missed out. Train the mundane mind. You turn to page 225 first, Mayan. Read that part first.
Training the heedless on
Mundane mind.
You can train your mind because it is heedless. So train the heedless mind, the mundane mind. Then when that one ceases or is no longer active, then the nature comes out or shine forth. When nature don't practice.
So now you understand. Don't go and train the true mind. You teach the fish how to swim, that is up to you. Understand? Because that true mind is a nature, without word, without concept. It's not like you use the mundane mind to practice meditation or try to be mindful. That is delusion. Understand? That's why I use here the nature don't practice. Read on.
You don't try to practice to be aware because your true mind or your true nature, they are already aware and you only need to be silent then it will manifest.
Mark this one. Then you know how to meditate already, understand? Maintaining the silent mind is how you develop it, understand? Means as long as you maintain the silent mind, whatever thought arise, let it be. Then you know what happened? Like Krishnamurti said, the very flowering of that thought is the very ending of that thought. Then let it flower. Then it will slow down. Because it lost energy. The energy cannot continue. We have no more wrong thought to go in to feed it, to think and to proliferate and to analyze, reason, and do all those egoic movement. Understand? That's why it's so simple, effortless. Like J. Krishnamurti said, and like what I say, don't try to do, don't try to know. Who is the doer? The thought. Who want to know? The thought. So that's why don't try to know, don't try to do. Means enjoy lah, sleep lah, no need to do anything. But maintaining awareness is not easy, I tell you. Because the thought come in very fast, your habitual tendency and all those things. Okay, then read. Because?
Because the nature is awareness itself. So why must you practice to be aware?
Now you understand, now you can laugh. Because that nature is awareness itself. It's just like the fish born know how to swim. You want to teach the fish how to swim. Okay.
What you already have within your nature, you don't have to train or practice to get it, isn't it? When you don't have, then you have to train. You have to practice. Just like the mundane mind, which is heedless, thinks a lot, restless, and with all the emotions and delusion. That one you need to train. That's why you only train the mundane mind, but to develop sati and mindfulness, you don't go and practice. Can you understand?
Hey, respond. Can you understand? Aiyo. After so long. Last time they laughed. Then they answer, can. Then I say, how you meditate now? Still not here, not there. Because if you not here, not there, means the thought is actively doing the nothing, meditating. Means you don't understand. This is a habit. So conditioned, no. Because everybody teach like that. And they claim this one is vipassana, no. The meditation that the Buddha do, anapanasati, become samatha. No. But this one, the Buddha never do, become vipassana. Oh. Because people can end up having that belief. Because this is how society evolve and become like that. And because living beings are gullible, they don't investigate themselves. They don't have the faith, the understanding to investigate themselves. That's how they become gullible. Okay, next part.
The Buddha taught you 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thoughts. And what is the third way? Just aware, right? Don't do anything. Then the mundane mind will return to its original state before the stirring.
This is what I mean.
And you will come to realize that the original state of mind before the stirring is already aware. And this awareness is the silent peace, tranquility, and the stillness. So you don't try to be aware. You only have to understand that the moment you don't think, this awareness is already there. It is in fact all the time there. But because you are clouded by thought, deluded by thought, actively chasing after thought, you cannot see and you cannot understand.
This is wonderful. I repeat one more time. It is in fact all the time there. That's why I say primordial, the pure awareness. But because you are clouded by thought, agree or not? Before you understand. Then deluded by, again, thought. Then actively chasing after thought. Continuously think, plan, scheme, analyze, reason, justify, argue. And who is doing all this? The egoic thought. And that one don't cease. How can you be aware? It's actually to me, or to those who have gone through, they see it so clearly. But living beings, I tell you, are really, really very difficult to teach. Understand? Because they are so confined to their comfort zone. You know what is comfort zone? That is the only instrument they have, the thought. You tell them it's another one before the thought, they become like, what is the word? Bewildered or awe. AWE is what? Bewildered, isn't it? They like got a shock, no? Huh? I got the Buddha nature, I got a true mind. Then you say, hey, Buddha say you got Buddha nature. He said, Buddha is the Buddha, I'm not Buddha. Then how you answer? You tell me you got a nature, he don't believe. You believe or not, you got a nature inside there that can become Buddha. It's only that you have not realized it. It's still being clouded. Understand? Clouded means what? They used to give the analogy. You're looking for triple gem in there. But most of these gem you found is unpolished gem. So what happened? You never believe it's a gem. The people say, hey, this is a gem, no, polish it. Then you will realize the gem. They don't believe, no. Hey, don't pull my leg, lah. But how can this one? Yeah, just now I used the word what? Clouded or what? Not clouded. No, that gem, unpolished. The word is unpolished. Where is unpolished, you don't believe it can be a gem, understand? So you ignore. Then like I think there was another, I don't know whether Zen story or what, I forgot already. Actually the Bodhisattva came as a lay person. Then there were some very poor people. Then he felt compassion, got condition, he wanted to help them. So he actually passed them something, which is the triple gem. So maybe it's just like hinting to them, you must take refuge in the triple gem. So they give him that Bodhisattva or great being, give him a gemstone, and say, you go and take refuge, you go and cultivate, then it will transform your life and make you beautiful. You know what the beggar do or not? He took that stone back. He said, stupid fellow, I want food, he give me a stone. Then he throw away, There is the example. Given a gem, which is the Dhamma, the triple gem, you don't know how to take refuge. And this is what the heedless living being is all about. You cannot blame them. So all these are examples to let you understand when you are in that state, karmic obstruction, everything, even the real one come, you also cannot receive. Understand or not? Yes. Okay, read on.
Do you know why? Because you lack mindfulness or awareness, and the meditator, which is the thought, is so active. So how can there be silence? That's why the real meditation is just silence.
Mark that line. The real meditation is just silent. Don't think. Understand? Very easy there. Wow, got some more. Continue.
But initially, you cannot be silent because the mundane mind has a lot of mental hindrances.
This explained very well. You listen.
A lot of delusion, Sakaya Ditti. That's why it thinks a lot, because all of your conscious living since birth until now, you use thoughts.
True or not? Conscious living from birth until now. Most of the time you use thought. That's why you think easy to reverse all this. And the Buddha said the heedless are as if dead. Someone cannot wake up. Okay.
Endlessly using thoughts. That's why they say the heedless thinks a lot. So now you understand why most of you think a lot. It is only either at a retreat or if you had cultivated before in the past, then for certain moments of your life, you may experience that silence. Then the moment you experience it, you will know the big difference between the heedless thinking mind and the heedful silent mind. That's why when you see the difference between the two, you will determine never to be heedless anymore, because the heedful state is so beautiful, whereas the heedless state is so full of suffering, problems, and delusion, leading to all the fear, worry, sorrow, lamentation, anxiety, and misery. All of the so-called problem of life, and that's the reason why Krishnamurti say, problems will always exist when the activity of the self, which is the ego, is there. You can never be free.
So now you realize J. Krishnamurti's words are very wise, very powerful. You see, no different. But he put it just as a conclusion for you. He never teach you how to train the mundane mind. He never teach you how to silence your mind, how to develop a spirit. Because this is the way he come, understand or not? For him, you cannot understand him, it's not his problem, understand or not? It's your problem, understand or not? He said, don't have authority. If you have authority, you cannot progress because you are bound by the authority. Understand? You don't go and seek all this so-called. He say very clearly, until a lot of people cannot accept his word. Wow, how come he speak like that? So, if you understand, if you have penetrated the Dhamma, the true Dhamma, you will also understand J. Krishnamurti. No different. Yeah. Okay, continue.
Then after that, what did Krishnamurti say? Awareness, on the other hand, is not self-induced.
This word is very good. Not self-induced means what? Not induced by your thought, understand or not? The ego itself, understand or not? Then the next one. Nor is it
Outcome of practice.
Nor is it an outcome of a practice, understand or not? Who practice? The thought practice, understand or not? Okay, read on.
So you don't go and foolishly practice to be mindful. You only need to train your mundane mind to be quiet while anchoring it to something, so that it will not wander off, so that it can stay with the object of meditation, so that it can be with the moment without thought. After you had anchored it, you have to stabilize it until it becomes very quiet and still. Anchor it through what? Through that awareness. Since the mind can only do one thing at a time, so if you think a lot, then how can you train the mundane mind? So you have to anchor it to something so that it doesn't wander off. Just aware of it and just aware of in and out breath. You train the mundane mind to just be mindful of the in and out breath until one day, when this mundane mind comes to realize that if it listened to you, it will be very peaceful. If it didn't listen to you, it will become very heedless. This is the beginning. That's why I say, the moment you can train your mind to be aware, that's only the beginning of real meditation. Now you understand what I meant. Last time you all could not understand.
Okay, go back to the page 213. No, 213. Yeah. 213.
Awareness of chanting. No.
No, that one finished. Cultivation of four foundation. Have you finished?
Not yet.
Okay, read that one, I think. There.
1.8 Cultivation of the four foundation of mindfulness. All these are possible when you have properly developed all these spiritual faculties until they are very stable. Then even in the midst of your daily life, your mind will be very different because of the stability of your sati and samadhi. You will be able to see your mental intentions, your aggregates of mind, like your feelings, perceptions, activities of mind, emotions, mind states, etc.
Manyan, they say supposed to be 1.4.
Leading to enlightenment.
No, 1.4. We didn't cover, is it?
Yeah, things.
Okay, 1.4. Go back one page.
Okay, 1.4 leading to enlightenment, page 212. Sati will allow them to also understand how their mind stirred via their delusion to react to sense experiences, to arise the craving or their evil roots, to condition their own suffering. This is how Pure Land chanting can also lead to the enlightenment in the here and the now. Note, Sati is awareness and mindfulness before the knowing, and Samadhi is the collected and unwavering silent mind. 1.5. Cultivation of the 5 spiritual faculties facilitates meditation. Sada or faith will make your mind confident, composed, and very calm. Hence, no more restlessness and doubt. And when there is viriya, you will not be sleepy anymore, because this viriya or spiritual zeal will drive you to diligently cultivate. Then, when you have sati, you are not heedless anymore. You are mindful and always aware, and your mind is always with the moment in sati, and when you stabilize it, samadhi will arise. With samadhi established, the mind will be collected and unwavering. Hence, it can see things as they are to understand the truth and the reality, leading to wisdom. Once these 5 spiritual faculties are in place, your mental hindrances will be gone. Then you will automatically know how to meditate. 1.6. Mind and chanting as one. That's why when they chant until that 4 how or the Buddha's name and the awareness become one, i.e., mind and chanting as one, like there is no one to chant, just an awareness of the chanting, of the vibration, then their sati will stabilize. At that time, they will be very different, because the 5 spiritual faculties that are so stable will transform them. Then throughout the day, even when they are not chanting the Buddha's name, they will also have that type of heedful mind. It will like chant with awareness by itself. Sometimes you don't chant, also it will be there. 1.7. Awareness of chanting. There was this very soothing and continuous chanting of Amitho.
Oh, good, not bad. Amitho, Amitho, Amitho. That's very good. Wow. Manyan improve a lot. Banana one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, continue.
In its background. So as I listened to that chanting, which was repeated many times on the background, I was also able to follow and chant it so naturally and so mindfully. I can chant it until it becomes very clear to me. Then one day, while I was driving, all of a sudden, this chanting just arose from inside my brain, and there was such clarity that I stopped my car somewhere and silenced my mind to listen to it. It was like the mind and the chanting was in complete harmony and synchrony as one. I remember initially I was chanting, then all of a sudden it was like no one is chanting. Then everything stopped. Then somewhere underneath my brain, from behind, the chanting automatically came out, and the mindfulness on it was so stable and so clear, and it just stayed there, fully aware of everything. That's how I come to know this type of pure land chanting can also develop the 5 spiritual faculties of Sada, Viriya, Sati, and Samadhi, leading to the wisdom and how the mind can become one with it. And there was a realization that there was no one chanting, and the nature within is just aware, fully aware. The chanting just repeats itself, and there was just an awareness of it. So the real chanting is very different, because there is no one to chant it. It is just the mind that is aware of phenomena, whether it is physical, mental, or nature's phenomena. In this case, it is a mental phenomenon. 1.8. Cultivation of the 4 foundations of mindfulness. All these are possible when you have properly developed all these spiritual faculties until they are very stable. then even in the midst of your daily life, your mind will be very different because of the stability of your sati and samadhi. You will be able to see your mental intentions, your aggregates of mind like your feelings, perceptions, activities of mind, emotions, mind states, etc., including the consciousness. Then you will also see your mental and physical flows, and after that you will be able to use it to cultivate the four foundations of mindfulness, and your wisdom will keep on arising. The four foundations of mindfulness cultivation will bring forth the enlightenment, because the cultivation of the four foundations of mindfulness will accumulate into the cultivation of the Four Noble Truths. Then the fourth Noble Truth, which is the meditation as taught by the Buddha, is the Noble Eightfold Path, because it leads to the end of all suffering, which is the enlightenment in the here and the now. So finally, whatever meditation you do, if it does not lead you back to the four foundations of mindfulness, the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, then it is not the meditation as taught by the Buddha. 1.9 Cultivation of the Noble Eightfold Path. Caution: if you think chanting alone is the meditation, then you can be deceived. Chanting is just a technique or a skillful means to initially train your mind to develop the five spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya needed to overcome the five mental hindrances. After that, only the real meditation begins. That is, after your five spiritual faculties had been cultivated and your daily mindfulness stabilized, then only the real meditation, which is the cultivation of the Noble Eightfold Path via daily mindfulness, can begin. And within the Noble Eightfold Path, we had the Samasati Path factor, which is the cultivation of the four foundations of mindfulness, which is also the focus of our Dhamma discussion. 2.0 Understanding the essence of the Buddha's teaching. Hope this is clear, and that is also the reason why I had always advised you all that meditation is to be done with understanding. Otherwise, you are wasting your time and you cannot progress because you are not focused and you are actually doing it without the proper understanding. So be very clear about the whole teaching. Pariyati, or the learning of the doctrine or teaching, is the first phase of the Dhamma cultivation. Only after having a very clear understanding of the Dhamma, then only can one put the Dhamma into practice in daily life effectively, leading to the second phase of the Dhamma cultivation, which is Patipati. Be patient with Pariyati, otherwise one becomes gullible when cultivating Patipati.
We stop here. The alarm just went off. So you can have your 1 hour of awareness-based meditation. Now make full use of this 1 hour to just train your mind to be silent without thought. Relax, enjoy. So difficult, eh? That's why try it. Don't doubt. Don't be like the beggar. Try it. Just relax. Anybody, any question? Don't have, huh? Oh, okay. Start your meditation. We're off the line.